Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to design a single unit on Implant in Exocad. After you fill up the form, the first thing I like to do when I'm doing any case is to open the scans and see which crown we are making. So in this case it's going to be the lower left first molar, which is the number 36. So I come here, I select the crown. In this case it's going to be a full contour zirconia, so I select anatomic crown, select the material zirconia. And in this case it's a screw retained and we only have one scan. We use this option when we have an extra scan body scan, but in this case the scan body is in the main scan. So we select this option. We select OK, save the project and start designing. So the software is going to ask you to bring up the lower jaw, which is the working model. It's where we are going to do the crown itself, and so we select the lower jaw first. Then the upper jaw, which is the antagonist. Now in this step you need to check if you are looking at the scan from the correct viewpoint, and you have an example how it shouldn't look and how it should look. So if it looks red, you need to flip the model around until you see the correct side up. Go next. Now this case is going to be a Strawman, and so we need to come here. I already downloaded them, and if you don't have the library you should go to the website of Strawman and download the Exocad libraries. I select Vario Base, local milling. It's a Strawman, the wide neck, and by looking at the shape I already know it's a metal scan body. You can see the shape of the top of the scan body is the same as you see here. If you were to select, for example, this one by mistake, you can see it looks different, has a different shape. So you go to the metal one, and now this stage is very important to look and to check what abutment we are going to select. So first we're going to try the shorter one, which is this one, and I like to make it transparent, and then I can check with the antagonist. So you can see that we have a nice space between the tie base and the antagonist. If we had more space, probably we will need to select this one. We can always try it out, so we can actually hide this one. And you see it's too close to the antagonist. So we're going for the short one. So you select. Sometimes you need to make it shorter so it can adapt better. And if you want to see the colors, to check how well it's adapting to the scan, just press Ctrl and click at the same time, and you're gonna have an idea. So the darker the blue, the better. Like this. Go next. I go next this stage usually. And now if you see here, you can see that there is a bit left over from the scan body. So I like to go to expert mode. I select the scan that I want to adjust. Right click on it and go edit mesh. Now we just do a circle around it, just like this. You press delete and select OK, just to look better. Usually it doesn't interfere with the design, but I don't like to see that there. Now we select the library. Today I want to use my brand new library, which is called Forma. And this is the most important stage to place the crown and to do all the adjustments. So as you can see here, probably my crown is too pointy compared to the adjacent ones. So the first thing to do is to make it flatter. So as you can see, it basically brings down the cusps and brings up the center of the occlusion table. So I make it flatter, so it looks more similar to the adjacent teeth, and just spend time placing it in the correct position. I can make it a bit wider there, just like that, and probably go a bit in. So click shift and bring it back. Now, as you can see, strong in occlusion. You can see the markings. You have two options. You can make it morph to the anatomy, which means the tooth itself is going to adapt to the antagonist. You see, it kind of shrinks and maintains all the anatomy features. But usually I prefer to use the cat anatomy. So I can see where it's touching, so it's cutting here too much. And I can bring manually where I want it to be a bit lower, so it regains the anatomy that it previously had, like this. Especially in the Proximals is much better, this tool, because if you use morph anatomy, sometimes it brings all these ridges a bit lower, which is, you see there, and if I try to bring it up, it doesn't allow me, it starts like changing the tooth, and I don't like that. So usually I like this tool better. And now we do all the tweaks in this stage. We're gonna smooth a bit the anatomy of the occlusal, just to blend in better, but overall we don't need to do too many changes in the next stage. You can always use this one, which is, I really like to use it on the neck sometimes. Like I can make it like narrower, I can bring it up a bit, I can play around, just, it's really nice. I love this these advanced tools that we have in the tooth placement nowadays. So overall it's looking good now. Just probably bring this in a bit more. Just like that. Probably I need a bit more volume here. Let's see if I can do it. After you are happy with the positioning, you can also just close a bit more the black triangles if you want at this stage, which is really nice. Very versatile. That. Now if you're happy with the design, just go next. And usually I like to go to advanced and bring it all the way down. With this abutment, with this tie base, wide necks, usually it's kinda forced for us to leave like this tiny band all around, because ideally I wanted to bring it all the way down, which is not possible. So probably we need to come back later once I have the crown adapted to make like a smoother transition. Otherwise you're gonna have a sharp angle here. So now it's adapted, and we're gonna need to smooth all this area around. Another thing that I like to do, especially on implant cases, is when adjusting the occlusion, I like to adjust it a bit more. So I like to have a bigger gap between the crown itself and the antagonist. So I select 0.3. I adjust the occlusion. You see that you have better, bigger grinding spots. I smooth it out, but because it's an implant crown, I know that when the patient bites on it, it's gonna give in less than the natural crowns, because on a natural tooth, the root has a periodontal tissue that absorbs the bite, the strength of the bite, so it gives in a bit, so it goes down slightly. In an implant case, you don't have that, so it's like fixed. It's not going to give in anything. Basically, you kind of need to give a bit more space compared to a crown on prep, for example. So I'm going to smooth out a bit, just leaving the main morphology details, so we don't lose everything, because, you know, after milling, you lose always a bit of detail. Usually it's better to leave a bit more detail than you want in the end. You know, milling and sintering, you start losing detail and detail, more and more detail on each stage. And now we're gonna adjust the proximal contacts. As you can see, they are quite strong. Can come here and turn on adjacent color guide, and to adjust those, I just come here and select the proximal. So you're going to adapt the crown to the proximal contact. This depends from milling machine to milling machine. These are the settings that I like to use. You might use different ones, because you might find that, for example, with these settings, you still have like an open gap, an open contact, or sometimes you have a too strong of a contact. So I suggest for each and every milling machine, you have your own settings, so you are sure that if I select this, I'm going to have a contact in the end. And adapt. So as you can see here, because the soft tissue and the contact point, it's all of it is one single scan. If you want to avoid this, I can show you how, but sometimes I like to use this as a reference to gauge how much pressure I can do on the proximal. So if I go back, I can smooth this out, and I know that I'm going to do less pressure on that area because it was already adjusted. So all this area, I like to leave it convex or flat, never concave. And if you are finishing the zirconia, all this area below the emergence line, so this line here, should be all polished, not glazed, just polished zirconia. It's the most biocompatible material that you can have against the soft tissue. You're going to ensure that you're going to have a healthy tissue development on the base of the crown. Now I smooth the line that I defined there, but now imagine that I want to add a bit here, and I add a bit there, and I smooth this, and I want to readjust in the end, but I want to maintain the pressure on the tissue that I just defined. What I do is, if you turn on the adjacent teeth, you're gonna gauge where the software thinks that the proximal contact is. So it's gonna show you these ones, and it's gonna show you this. So if I select adapt, it's gonna mess up all the stuff that I just did, like this. So what I do, first I go undo, and I come here, and you select exclude selected parts. So I paint all this area all around, and now if I adjust it, if I adapt the proximal, it's only going to adjust what's outside of the darkened area, like this. I can take out this, and we have a beautiful crown, almost ready, just tiny tweaks. So once you are happy, before we finish this case, I just want to show you how to smooth this tiny transition between the collar and the crown itself. So you go to expert mode, select the crown, right click on it, and go to abutment bottoms. So here you see here that you have a sharp transition on the back, for example. You have the same on the front. You just want to, make a smoother transition there. So if you press Ctrl here, it's going to appear another point, and then you can bring it in on the back so it follows the contour of the crown, like that. It's just a tiny detail, but sometimes it makes the difference. Not on this crown, but other crowns that you might have in the end. You can add points just to close, so you have a beautiful emergence from the tie base. Look at this, wow. So we go back to wizard, can smooth out any changes. Go next. And now we have the screw hole design. Usually I like to remove the tiny wall that it produces. So I go off, go next. And now you have a beautiful crown ready to be milled. Now we are going to design the digital models. Watch this video next.